The wait is finally over, Beatle people and new fans of the Fab Four. Disney Plus will release Michael Lindsay Hogg's Let It Be movie starring the Beatles on Wednesday, May 8th. This movie got the same treatment as the Get Back docuseries by Peter Jackson's crew. The sound and the picture will be amazing. So why is this movie so important? I'm Mighty Mike. I'm going to give you my take on why this is the best rockumentary of all time. Some will say, why do we need another release? We just had over 8 hours footage from Peter Jackson's The Beatles Get Back docuseries. Look at it like this. Let It Be is a compliment to Get Back. Let It Be has become somewhat of a cult classic. Even from when it was originally released in May of 1970, Paul McCartney had announced to the world a month earlier that he was leaving the band. So many moviegoers found this quite depressing that they had watched a film about a band that had just broken up. Let It Be wasn't available on video cassette till the early 80s, and then it was taken off the market, and it was hard to get. It was unavailable for over 4 decades. The only way to get a copy of it was to buy a grainy bootleg. Even Peter Jackson had to buy a copy on VHS. Despite the poor quality, we'd watch it over and over and over again. You'd have friends over, you'd have a party, and you'd say, hey, let's put on Let It Be. And it lifted everybody's spirits. What a fun movie to watch. To this day, it's my all-time favorite. So what's the difference between Get Back the docuseries and Let It Be? Let's use a Beatles song to illustrate. 8 days a week, the number 8. Peter Jackson's Get Back the docuseries was 8 hours. Michael Lindsay Hogg's Let It Be movie was 80 minutes. Get Back was all about setting up the story. Let It Be is all about the music. Here are some of my favorite moments to watch for in Let It Be. I love the speeded up version of Two of Us with John and Paul sharing the mic, just like the old days. I love Paul McCartney's Maxwell's Silver Hammer as he's teaching the song to the other band members and he's singing E, B, E, D, E minor. And then you have John Lennon whistling and Mal Evans on the anvil. Love it. Of course, there's the scene where Paul and George had an argument over George's playing, which, by the way, many other bands had far worse arguments than that very, very mild scene. But it has been talked about so many times over the years. And then you have John Lennon, who jumps in. You know, it was John's band. He formed the Beatles. And he said, let's try Nothing's Gonna Change My, kind of to break the tension of the moment, which obviously that became across the universe. But it's just a tender moment. And it's the intimacy that you see when a band makes an album. I love it when Ringo shares a song on the piano he wrote about octopuses with George Harrison. Of course, it became Octopus's Garden. I love it when John Lennon comes in and jumps on the drums. Some other favorites, I Me Mine, For You Blue, of course, the rooftop concert, and the old lady out on the street saying, it just doesn't make any sense. You're going to get complete versions of Let It Be, The Long and Winding Road, Two of Us, Maxwell Silver's Hammer, I Me Mine. Another favorite is when the group does Besame Mucho, and I love Paul going into the falsetto voice and the opera-style voice. Remember, we only saw snippets of these songs. You're going to get complete versions in Let It Be. When Peter Jackson made Get Back, he said he didn't want to use the same footage as Michael Lindsay Hogg's original film. So for those who've never seen Let It Be, this is all new material. How exciting is that? In 2 words, the best way to sum up Let It Be, the movie, jam session. It's one big long music video. Imagine being invited to watch the Beatles record a new album. Oh, by the way, they're going to finish it by giving a concert on the roof. That's why I believe this is the greatest rockumentary of all time. Thanks for watching. Enjoy Let It Be.